welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia Rebecca Parchment and this is HR Talks with Leisha, where we talk all things HR. Join me on this journey to success from a HR student to one day becoming a HR professional. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this video. If you really like this content, then please could you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so that every time I post every time I post a video, you are notified. Disclaimer, guys, everything that I'm saying within this video is my opinion at the end of the day. Other people may have, other people might be watching this and thinking, Alicia, I wasn't even like that. But this is how I saw my degree for me. So, like, don't take anything to heart if you do decide to apply to uni and maybe it's not the way that I've said it or whatnot. This is just my opinion, and I'm just showing you like one perspective basically. Hey guys, sorry to disturb the video. This is Future Leash speaking, but I just wanted to kind of add a few more pointers about like my experience in this degree, because I don't think a lot of it was shown when I recorded the video. This degree is difficult. It is very difficult, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it was a lot of hard work. The first term was really hard in terms of the deadlines. All the deadlines were basically in the same week. So we had the exams on the same week and the deadlines were due on the same, like the coursework was due on the same week as well. So in that sense, it was really difficult. And if you've got like a part-time job and you're doing other things as well as this degree, it can get tough. I was literally in this degree full-time 4 to 5 days a week sometimes, and I was also doing a part-time job 3 days, 2 days a week. So for me, that was difficult to process. But I really do think it's all about planning out your time and kind of trying to manage it. But even that can be difficult, and for me it was hard. But I would say that I enjoyed the degree overall, just because I love HR. Like, I'm just passionate about it. I don't know what it is. I find it interesting. And for me, this degree has allowed me to understand more about HR and get just better knowledge on it. So in that sense, it's been really good. But I just wanted to just put out there, guys, that it is difficult. But if you persevere through it, if you don't give up, then you can do it. Because I'm telling you, like, the grades that I've been getting, which I'm surprised about myself. Like, to me, it's kind of like, how does that even happen, Alicia? Like, how are you getting these like good grades? But it's all about just keep on going, like, even if you think, oh, this isn't working out. But anyways, guys, let me leave you to the video. Hope you like it. Please subscribe and comment if you've got any questions. And yeah. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about my master's degree at Aston University, studying human resource management. I just want to give you like a little info about like the whole course in general, and the modules that I've taken and my thoughts and opinions about them basically. For this video, it's like a part one, so I'm just going to speak about mainly like the first term modules, and then I'll do like a video on my second term modules and thoughts, and also third term too. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy the content today, and let's just get straight into this video. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit of information like about the course itself. So it is 1 year long. I started in September 2009, so I basically finished in September of this year, but my dissertation deadline's been extended to like the 7th of October due to the whole crisis. So that's that. But usually it's a year long. You can either start in September or you can start in January. And the minimum requirement for you to get onto this course is to get a 2-2 in a degree from a university, or if it's overseas, you need to get the equivalent of that. And also they do recognize like extensive work experience as well, as your portfolio in terms of trying to get into the onto the master's course. I also had to write like a little personal statement as to why I wanted to join Aston University and come onto the business, join Aston University and start the master's course. And I believe it was like half a page long that I needed to write. And alongside that, I also had to show evidence of my transcript of my university results from my university, which was the University of Manchester, and also I needed to show like my certificate as well that I got from the University of Manchester from my psychology degree. This course is also CIPD accredited, and it's a level 7. There are different levels in CIPD, so you can get a level 3, a level 5, or a level 7. And yeah, this one is just straight level 7, so it's good in that sense. When I started a degree program, in terms of choices of units, you do not really have any kind of choice in terms of units. They're all like mandatory. The only like leeway you do have is in like the professional development unit, where you can choose to do like a range of different like topics within that to like improve your professional development. The first module that I want to talk to you guys about is employment law, and this is one of my this was one of my favorite modules on my degree program, to be honest, because you really get to have a sound understanding of like how to like tackle cases that people bring towards employment tribunals, and just understanding like how you can advise people on employment law issues within the workplace. So that's essentially what that module was doing. I'm just going to look at my notes just to give you a little lowdown of exactly what it entailed. So we've got introduction to the legal system and employment law. We looked at contracts of employment and employment status, individual protection rights and confidentiality, termination of employment, transfers of undertaking, health and safety, and privacy at work. And those were just a few of the things that we looked at within the module. And this really helped us to get like an understanding of how to use this in practical settings. So the assessment was 3,000 words assignment, and what we had was about 5 scenarios, and you basically had to like help an employee if they was in a situation. It was like I was a HR manager and someone has come to me and is asking me for advice. So the way that I typed the answer was the way I would advise the person that came to me. So really like the module. Lectures were very engaging as well. So out of like 5, I would give that, to be honest, I would give that a 5 out of 5. I actually really enjoyed employment law. I'm not gonna lie to you, like the lecturer just was amazing. So definitely hands down love that. So within employee relations and context, which is the second module that I'm going to speak about, in this module we had to like examine the role of employees, employers and institutions in terms of like their employee relations, and we looked at loads of different types of institutions such as trade unions. We looked at like even the labour market. So we also examined like companies on a global scale as well, and how their social and economic policies and the way that they like ran their institutions, like how did that reflect the way that they looked after their employees. This is the stuff that we were kind of looking at. We were even looking at maybe terminations and stuff and how you have to go about that. But also this module did cross over with employment law a lot, because you had to kind of look at specific laws that would be put in place in order to see like how that infected the employer relationship. So yeah, there was a lot of critical analysis. We really focused on like even negotiations, like how trade unions would negotiate with like government to change certain policies and stuff. We also looked at employee voice. That was a main one as well, and like what kind of voice do employees have in companies? Are they heard? Are they not? That was also the essay question as well for the coursework. So yeah, a lot of different policies and acts and things that we had to look at. And even we looked at like the historical kind of element of like trade unions and stuff like that, and you know, the Margaret Thatcher kind of era, and how you know, from there like a lot of things changed when she came into power, in terms of how like people operated in work and things like that. So yeah, like there was a lot going on in that module. As I just said, we had like a coursework piece which was 3,000 words that we had to complete, and it was based on like employees having a voice. And then we also had to do a portfolio. So in some of the modules, in order for you to like get CIPD accreditation, the CIPD have said that we have to like fill out like portfolios, which is a pass or fail. So you either get 0 or 100. And for this portfolio, we had to like talk about negotiation, how we go about negotiating. I think it was the teacher, oh, I can't never remember what it is. And I would say out of 5, you know what, I'm gonna give it a 3. I didn't really enjoy it. I think it was very technical, and even though I know that in HR, like employee relations is a big part of HR, like a massive part of it, but I don't think it's that. I think it's just the way that it was delivered. The lecture for me wasn't as engaging as I feel like employment law was. So for me, I think that made me feel like I didn't really like the module. But in terms of like the content, I like that kind of stuff. I did really well in my coursework for that, and my employment law coursework too. I got first summary, so yeah, I'm really happy about that. The next module that I want to talk about is organisational behaviour. Now in this module, this was quite, I would say, psychology based, and I say that because I did a whole psychology degree at the University of Manchester, and there was a lot of overlap in this module with psychology. So I would say that this module really was made up of a number of like theories and concepts that like you'd get in terms of psychological theory, and how that would be relate to like organizational behavior. So we looked at individual differences between like how different like personalities and people within organizations act together or individually. We also looked at teams, like working in teams, teamwork and stuff. We looked at power and influence within workplaces, so like, you know, politics and how power plays a really huge part in how certain aspects of organizations work. We also looked at culture, and like how organizational culture is really, really important in terms of driving forward a business, in terms of how employees feel within it. So yeah, that was really good as well. And we also kind of just looked at like leadership as well, like transformational leadership, servant leadership. There's all different types of leadership styles that different leaders adopt. I would say that I did find it quite interesting, but I would say when I was looking at it myself, like when I was researching and doing the readings and stuff, once again, I do think that maybe it wasn't as engaging as it could be, but I'll get to that later on. So in terms of the coursework, we had a group presentation that we had to do, and it was based on like a diversity within the property sector, and then the other 80% was an exam. So it was a written exam, 2 hours. You was given a list of 6 questions, I believe. Yeah, I think it was 6, and then you had to choose 2 of the questions to answer. So yeah, the exam, for me personally, I'm very used to like exams because I've done so many, like in my A levels I did all written kind of subjects like history and psychology and English literature. But yeah, in terms of my rating for the course, I would give this one as well, I'd say probably a 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 because, like as I just said before, it wasn't as engaging as you know, the employment law module. For me, that module was amazing. Maybe that's just because I personally like that kind of thing. One more thing, we have a portfolio in that module as well. So in this portfolio, we had to like write a 500-word piece. I think it was based on like a workshop that we did, because you also have to attend workshops as well on Saturdays, which that's quite long. I'm telling you, especially when you're in uni, like 5 days for a master's degree. But yeah, we had to do it. It's mandatory as part of the CIPD accreditation. And yeah, we had to like write a piece based on the workshop. So that I think was to do like leadership skills and stuff like that. So yeah, that was that module. So the next module that I want to talk about was strategic and international HRM, and essentially that was about like understanding the environment in which like human resource management work. So like the business environment, understanding and critically evaluating the concepts and theories that also go with that, looking within like ethics, sustainability, social responsibility, and understanding like what HRM's like relationship is within the business with those aspects. So this was a really, really interesting module, I'd say, because this module, I kind of got insights from this in my degree when I did psychology and I took human resource management module, because the things that they were talking about in this module I could relate, like things to do with like best fit within an organization, and best practice, and how these are like theories within HRM. And we also kind of looked at HRM on an international scale. Like we looked at what do they call them? expatriates. Yeah, we looked at expatriates. I don't know if that's the way you say it. Like, if I'm saying it wrong, then cool. But like how some people have to go to different like countries to like carry out jobs and stuff. So they get relocated to different kind of like areas, and like how does their like the way that their culture is and stuff, how can that maybe influence or impact the country that they've gone to in a good positive way, or maybe on the flip side of that, how may that like affect the way that they are able to work. Those are all these kind of things that we looked over, different concepts, theories about HRM. I think I like the module, to be fair. I did like the module, and I enjoyed like the assessment part of it, like doing the research, because that for me formulated what I wanted to do in my dissertation project, because my dissertation project is now about corporate social responsibility, and how can human resource management be a change agent within that. How can we you know, be directing the corporate social responsibility agenda within firms across the globe. Like, because of this module, that's where my ideas started to come from the dissertation. So in that sense, I did like the module. But let's go on to the assessment part. So the assessment was basically 100% exam, but this was a scene exam, so we were able to look at the questions beforehand. We had the questions with us, but we were only going to be able to answer 2 which they picked, so we didn't have any clue what 2 they were going to pick. So you still had to like kind of revise them all in that sense. But I think it was, I enjoyed the assessment. Again, it was a written examination, and I'm quite good at exams, as I said before, because I've practiced it a lot. So for me, that was, I was okay with that. And also like doing the research as well was very interesting, like understanding like different concepts and stuff within HR, and like comparing and contrasting it differently really kind of resonated with me. We also did have to do a portfolio project for this one, and in that we had to kind of work in groups, and we had to come up with like ways of like solving a problem, how we would do that. I had to take part in a workshop as well for that, for the CIPD accreditation. So yeah, in terms of rating this module, I'll probably give it like, I'll say 3.5/4. Okay, no, I have to come up with one answer. I'm going to say 4, because I did enjoy the content a lot. I really liked it. I really liked the practicalities of how it links with like a lot of businesses and stuff. And also the fact that I did it before, so I was quite like, I kind of knew what was going on, and I was just like, oh, I understand this. So for me, like that kind of excited me about it. So we also had to do a module called research methods in HRM and organisational behaviour, I believe. And in this module, we basically had to go over like how we would go about collecting data, the different types of data that you would collect, in terms of helping us towards writing the dissertation in the long run. But we had a portfolio piece that we had to like conduct as well for this one, which was basically what the first term was all leading up to. So we learned about like quantitative and qualitative analysis, how you would go about conducting that, and we also talked about different like research kind of method styles and stuff, like what you'd include in both. So like, for example, in quantitative, there's like surveys that you would look into, and when you're like going in papers and research papers and trying to find quantitative analysis, there's a lot of empirical data towards that. Also qualitative, we talked about interviews, semi-structured interviews, structured interviews, focus groups. For this module, you know, I never really like research methods. It's not really my forte, I'm not gonna lie. But if you like kind of like that kind of thing, if you're really engaged with like how research is conducted and stuff, this module will definitely be for you. So that's basically what this module is. But this module goes over term 1 and term 2. So like it was kind of split up in term 2. Like the whole assess piece of this module was the research proposal, which I have done, but I'll talk about that when I talk about the term 2 modules that I took. If I was to rate this module, I'd rate it a 3.5, probably 3 actually, because I just don't like research methods. That's just me personally. Like, I don't like it. I do think the teaching was a bit, I wasn't too fond of it, but like that's just my preference, to be fair. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative for you. If you've got any more questions on anything that I've said in this video, because I know it was maybe quite long-winded and informative, please get to me in the comments, have a conversation with me, and I will answer your questions in depth. I'm actually like dedicated to making sure that I give you as much information as I possibly can, because this is why I started this channel, because I feel like there was a gap in terms of that. So guys, I love you all, absolutely love you all. Please keep liking, subscribing, commenting, all of that guys, and I will see you in my next video.